Good day, everybody. I'm so glad to see all of you again. We're still busy with algebra, and today we're going to do the algebraic equations and number sentence. Okay, so what is a number sentence? Equations comprise of expressions on either side of a single equal sign. That is an equation. Both sides of an equation must be equal in value. So we cannot say 5 equals 5 if that is not true. Okay? So that is why we say it's equal. If it's not the same, then we must say it's not equal to. So we call the sides the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the equation. So examples, 12 equals 3b. Okay, 20 equals 2 plus 3r, p equals 5a plus 7q, and j equals 9xy plus z. Those are examples of equations. The examples on the previous slides can be compared to as sentences. Remember, in the previous slide, I referred to expressions. And that's what I said is like a phrase in English. And but in a number sentence, this is referred to as a number sentence in equation. Why? Because there's a verb, and the verb translates to is equal to. If the verb is larger than or smaller than, then we have what we call an inequality. So, but for equation to be an equation, we must be able to say that 6a plus 7 is equal to 2a plus 19, and that must be true. Okay. So, when we are given the numerical value of variables in an expression, then we can solve it. For example, if p equals 3 and q equals 4, then we can solve this expression of 2p squared times p plus q. So it's 2 times p is 3 and 3 times 3 is 9 times, in brackets, 3 plus 4. So remember, BODMAS, 2 times 9 times 7, and our answer is 126. Okay. So in an algebraic number sentence, there's often only one value of the variables that makes the number sentence true. So there's not like many options. For example, 5x minus 6 equals 9. That can only be true if x equals 3. Otherwise, that number sentence is not true, right? But sometimes, I want you to pause and think, sometimes there may be more than one correct answer. And the example, for example, is x squared, or x to the power of 2 equals 9. There are two possible correct answers. And before you read further, I hope you can work that one out. That is, yes, when x is 3 or x is minus 3. Because x to the power of 2 can be 9 when it's 3 times 3 is 9, and minus 3 times minus 3 is 9. Correct? How much fun is math? It's just awesome. Okay, so now I just want you to get the idea. An algebraic sentence is like a pair of balanced scales with an equal sign right in the middle. So to make sure that both sides always stay balanced, it is very important, whatever we do on the one side, we must do the same on the other side. So here's an example. Here's this is like a bit more complicated number sentence, like x plus 5 times 3 equals 4, and we must solve for x. So here, step by step, I'm going to take you through that. Remember a balanced scale. X plus 5 times 3 equals 24. So that is our balanced scale, right? So now we want x on its own. So we first of all going to get rid of the 3. So we're going to divide 3 on this side, times 3, divide by 3 to get rid of the 3. And what we do on this side, we do on this side, right? So we're going to end up with x plus 5 equals 8. So x plus 5 minus 5, we want to get x on its own. It's 8 minus 5, and the answer is x equals 3. Okay, right, now let's see if you can do this. So pause, try for yourself, and then I see you back to check your answers. Okay, so how did you do? A plus 6 equals 10. This is like an easy one to start with, right? So all we have to do, a plus 6 minus 6 equals 10 minus 6, and that equals 4. So A equals 4. Congratulations, I can see all the happy faces. Let's try the next one. 3b minus 4 equals 11. So we are going to say 3b minus 4 plus 4. So we're going to say plus 4. So 3b equals 15. So to get b on its own, we're going to divide it by 3, divide it by 3. So b equals 5. I hope you got that one right. Okay, so minus 12e equals 60. So in order to get e on its own, we're going to say minus 12e divided by minus 12 equals 60 divided by minus 12. So in other words, e equals minus 5. And then the last one, on this page, a quarter y of y plus 1 equals 3. So yes, to get the quarter y plus 1 minus 1 equals 3 minus 1. And now a quarter y equals 2. So to get rid of that, we're going to multiply it. We're going to multiply it on this side. So y equals 8. But I think we 3 minus, I just want to check my minus, we always have to do this. A quarter of 8 plus 1 is 3 minus 1. So that gives us 2. Quarter, yes, it gives us 8. So well done if you've got that one correct. Let's try the next one. Substitute the value for x in order to find the value of y in the following number sentences. So y equals 3x, but x is minus 1. So we're going to say y equals 3 minus 1. So that means it is minus 3. The next one, x equals 10, so y equals minus 2, 10 minus 5, and that will give us minus 20 minus 5. It will give us minus 25. How are you guys doing? The next one is x is 3, so we've got 3 square. So y equals 3 square plus 2. So that means it is 9 plus 2. That means it is 11. So y equals 11. And then the bottom one is x is minus 12. So a half minus 12 plus 6 equals. So we are going to say minus 12 over 2 plus 6. We can say plus 6. So minus 12, that will give us minus 6 plus 6. So if we cancel, so we get then 0. So y equals 0. I took a little bit of a shortcut on the last one, so I want you to check this for yourself, to follow all the steps to see if you get to the same answer. Right. Now, let's do some of the number sentences. They ask us to write a number sentence and solve it. So the sum, just now we've got to read carefully, the sum of a number and 9 is equal to 35. So the sum, so say we use x plus 9 equals 35. Let's read it together. The sum of a number, we don't know the number, and 9 is 35. So if we solve that, x equals 35 minus 9 equals 26. So if we want to check, 26 plus 9 will give us 35. So our answer is correct. The next one, when 6 is multiplied by a certain number, the answer is 54. So the certain number could be y. So 6 times y equals 54, right? So we can say 6y equals 54. So in order to get rid of that, we divide it by 6. So our answer is 9. But because this is an equation, we've got to check that our answer is correct. So if we then put 9 in the place of y, so 6 times 9 is 54. So it's 54 equals 54. So our answer is correct. The last one on this page, 2 times a number minus 4 is equal to 16. So say our number is b. 2 times b equals 16. Right? So then 2b equals 16. So 2b divided by 2 equals 16 divided by 2. So b equals 8. Oh, no, I've 2b minus, oh, sorry guys, can I just correct myself here? I hope you noticed that I was making a mistake. So you see, you must read this. 2 times a number minus 4, I forgot that, equals to 16. Oh, we almost made a big mistake. 2b minus 4 equals 16. So we're going to take the 4 that side, plus 4, plus 4. So 2b equals 20. And then we're going to divide it by 2, so b equals 10. But you know what? That is why it's so important to always check our answer. So if I kept it the previous one, I would have realized when I put the value of b into my equation, I would have realized it is not a good equation because it's not correct. It's not equal to. And then I would have realized to go and find my mistake. Okay. Next to the sum of a number and 15 is 63. The sum of a number and 15. So what are we going to work with? Say C. So the sum of a number and 15 equals 63. So am I correct? The sum of a number, C, plus 15. So C plus 15 minus 15 equals 63 minus 15. And that is going to give us 48. And if we want to check, like we always have, we're going to say 48 plus 15 is going to give us 63. Right. Now, a number, listen carefully. A number multiplied by itself and then multiplied by itself again gives us minus 8. What are we talking about? I hope you can still remember. Remember cube numbers, right? A square is a number multiplied by itself, and a cube is a number multiplied by itself and then multiplied by itself again. So what are we going to use? Say x to the power of 3 equals minus 8. Now, I think, remember I told you when we did this square numbers and cube numbers, I said it's very handy. On the multiplication chart, you get all your square numbers diagonally running from the top to the bottom. And what did I say? It's always good to remember or to memorize at least the first 5 cube numbers. Then it's so easy. So you know, I'm sure you can see this is a cube number. And what will x then be? X will be 2 to the power of 3. So equals minus 8. So what is our answer? Is it 2 or minus 2? Minus 2. Very good. Minus 2 to the power of 3 will give us minus 8. Remember when we did this, I said in a cube, this number will always be the number of the base number, because it's minus times minus is a plus, and then a plus times a minus will give you a minus. Let's do a quick revision. Who can do the cube of 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, and 2, we've got it as 8. What about 3? Can you still remember? 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Or if you can't remember it, please go back to that lesson. Or just make sure that must just be part of your common knowledge, that you can easily recognize this. Now I'm going to give you a challenge. Okay, I want you to read this carefully. The sum, you write the number sentence to describe the problem and then work out the solution. The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 36. Find the 3 numbers. The sum of 3 consecutive, so it's one numbers one after another, is 36. So I want you to pause and see if you can work this one out. Let's see who's managed. So let's say our variable is x. So we've got x. Then the next number would be x plus 1. And then the next number, because it's consecutive numbers, right? So the next number will then be x plus 2. And this will be equals to 36. So we can say x plus 1 plus x plus 2 equals 36. So we can say 3x plus 3 equals 36. So 3x equals 36 minus 3, because remember we're going to take it away, equals 33. So we've got our number. Divide by 3, divide by 3, so x equals 11. So if x is 11, then our next number would be 11 plus 1, which is 12. And the number after this will be 11 plus 2 would be 13. And let's check if we're correct. 11 plus 12 is 23, 36. Well done if you managed to work this one out. Just have a pen ready with these sums and just follow exactly what they say, and then you should get the answer. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. See you next time.